Who is the most overrated person in history? Jack the Ripper. He only has 5 confirmed kills. Amateur hour. Baldo. Togo did the hard part. Sorts by controversial. Half of the people here answering like op said the last 40 years. Greg in accounting. Look at me, I know math. Fuck off, Greg. The fact that we're talking about the entirety of history and people are bringing up the Kardashians is kinda concerning tbh. King Tut. He didn't really do much, he was just a boy who unfortunately died young. We just happened to find his tomb and that made him famous, lol. The tomb itself, while amazing and much to learn from, is a result of his culture and the line he happened to be born into, not really anything he chose to do. King Arthur. Strange women lying in ponds distributing swords is no basis for a system of government. Supreme executive power derives from a mandate from the masses, not from some farcical aquatic ceremony. Paul Revere. He was much less important in the Revolutionary War than most people think. There are more obscure patriots from his time that did more for America than him, overall one of those people who isn't bad but gets way too much credit. Charles Manson can, for all intents and purposes, eat a dick. First of all, he wasn't some criminal serial killer mastermind. He was a slighted drug-addicted hippie with a god complex. He may have had followers and instructed them to kill, but it wasn't part of some grand design. First of all, to the uninitiated, Manson didn't actually kill anyone himself. Since I learned that, it kind of shatters the serial killer boogeyman image he has. Tex Watson was his lieutenant who was in person in charge of the Tate and LaBianca murders. The Manson family didn't have the highest kills of any serial killer, nor were they as violent as other murderers like Dahmer, Norris, and Bittaker, or Albert Fish. While the Mansons did get notoriety from killing actress Sharon Tate, she wasn't even the real target. Charlie had been to 10050 Cielo Drive before to pitch a record deal that failed. Since, Roman Polanski and Sharon Tate had bought the house. So it was effectively random. The others killed by the Mansons, the LaBiancas, were middle-aged supermarket owners. Not exactly the kind of people in prime fighting shape. And yet Manson gets all the credit. To quote my wife, Charles Manson is a pussy boy. The Noid from Domino's commercials. I don't think he's successfully stolen a single pizza in 30 years. Removed. Waldo. He has no discernible talents, fashion sense, or accomplishments. People should stop looking for him as they are giving him a god complex. I don't know about most overrated, but Mao Zedong was a brilliant guerrilla leader who transitioned into be very good at retaining power while being very bad at running a country. I would not hang giant portraits of the guy all over my country. Y'all clearly don't understand the concept of overrated. If everybody fucking hates the Kardashians, they're not overrated. That bloke who invented the wheel. I mean, there are lots of round things around, dude just took a stone and made it rounder and suddenly everyone was like, oh look how intelligent he is forever. John Lennon spoke about peace and love then went home and beat his wife. Sure, he made some catchy tunes but he was just an asshole. Mississippi. Edit, shit, wrong thread. Gandhi. Asterisk, he didn't really win India freedom, WW2 did. Asterisk, his support of the Caliphate movement gave a big boost to Muslim separatism in India. Asterisk, his agreement to partition resulted in 1 million deaths. Asterisk, his idea of self-sufficient villages resulted in India continuing to remain poor and backward and failing to industrialize. Asterisk, his promotion of Nehru over far more competent leaders in the Congress. I can go on. Edit. Asterisk, lots of comments saying he was racist, yes, but that was early in his life. He changed considerably later and the Gandhi we know as Mahatma was not a racist. Not in all history, but Chris McCandless was a fucking moron who does not deserve to be romanticized. Against all advice, he strolled out into the Alaskan wilderness with no idea what he was doing, with no map, underprepared, undersupplied and with no research into seasonal dangers, smashed up some cabins, shot a moose despite not being able to preserve or store the meat, thought he could teach himself to identify edible wild mushrooms, didn't look beyond the river crossing he initially used where he would have found a hand-operated cable car half a mile away and died, probably from eating strange seeds, in an abandoned bus on a known hunting trail. And hashtag X200B. He was not pioneering, or inspiring, or bold, or free, he was fucking stupid and somehow this inspires people. John F. Kennedy. Pill popping, booty slaying, trust fund, back alley politician who conveniently only took an interest in civil rights in preparation for re-election. He was handsome, charming, and his tragic death made him seem much better than he actually was. Ben Bradley. He was lionized for going after Nixon as editor of the Washington Post. But he lied under oath during the trial of a black man who was accused of murdering one of Kennedy's mistresses, all because he was friends with JFK and wanted to cover up his indiscretions. An innocent black man nearly went to the electric chair. He only pursued the truth when the president was a Republican. Mark Antony. Dude literally had 7 charisma, 10 luck, and 1 intelligence. He pretty much bullshitted his way into somehow being one of the most important figures in Roman history despite consistently being incompetent. Christopher Columbus. Dude didn't even find those places first. Hitler. Hear me out? National Socialism and anti-Semitism was not something he invented, and I am pretty sure that if it wasn't for him somebody else like Goebbels or Hess would have become German dictator. When people say, oh, if only Hitler wasn't born then WW2 or the Shoah would not have happened, that's utter bullshit. I wish while teaching about the Holocaust, people would put it into context. The climate of polarization in the 1920s in Germany is very similar to what is going on now in the USA. People were and are seeking out extremists with conspiracy theories to follow because they look for scapegoats. The man on the top is just a symptom for a systemic problem which lies much deeper. Truthfully, we could pick out most inventors and list them here. Not discounting the genius and ingenuity, but in many cases there was someone else right behind them and they were just the first. Recency bias is rampant up in here. Pretty much everyone who has a show because their family was rich. Sid Vicious. Truly the Kardashian of punk. No talent, just an attractive image to represent the culture. Vladimir Putin. For some reason I see so many fanboys of him, mostly on YouTube, who think he's the man and who think US media is brainwashing them into thinking he's bad. Those idiots have any idea of how evil Putin actually is? He's literally a domestic and international terrorist. Thomas Alva Edison. An absolute douche that is remembered for things he never did. Che Guevara. Why does everyone wear stuff with his picture? Reagan. He gets a lot praise from certain folks, but he and his administration started many of the problems that are plaguing the US now. Eric Clapton. I mean, Clapton is God, come on. Mahatma Gandhi. Richard the Lion-Hearted. Dude was a bloodthirsty whack job and for some reason we remember him as a noble king. Ronald Reagan. Huge increase in the budget deficit, throwing big military money at a Cold War that was already won, Soviet Union collapsing internally, dumb deregulation, big increases in pollution, biggest moves to increase income and wealth inequality, and one of the big things he gets credit for was mid-80s economic expansion, which was the result of Volcker taming inflation. Top Reagan advisor admits the tax cuts growth claim was a myth. https://www.washingtonpost.com/news/post-everything/wp/2017/09/28/I-helped-hyphen-create-the-hyphen-growth. Yet gets big positive ratings from media and the public, somewhat above average from historians. Very overrated. Mark Zuckerberg. For so many reasons. Mother Teresa. Beyonce is gonna get really upset reading the comments.